Welcome everyone to another episode of Rooftop Perspectives. It's been raining a whole lot and I have not been out here as much, but I've been doing a whole lot of other things. And there's a whole lot of other bugs out here because of the rain. Today I want to speak about what they call the deadly seven sins or the deadly seven sins. My mind is kind of spinning around. The tires are spinning around. Got to get some traction here. Anyway, I'm glad to be here with you. It's good to be here with you as always. And I just love expressing myself and my viewpoints. Being up here, looking over at the mountains, it's a beautiful thing. Beautiful days and a lot to look forward to in the month coming in. I'm really looking forward to that. So, I wanted to speak about the 7 deadly sins. And I'm not a preacher. I just ran across that on the internet and started thinking about what it means. And many people, they got it right, you know, and I mean, you can't really go too far off of it when you read it, when you see pride, greed, lust, envy, you know, gluttony, wrath, and slothfulness. You can't really go off of that. You know, one word explains everything, but let's go deeper. When we talk about pride, we're not talking about you doing a job and you being proud of your job. Because I used to think as a little boy, like, I can't be too proud of this, you know, proud that I got the job done. But past a certain point, the pride, the toxic pride, they didn't know to say toxic pride back then, but that's what I'm going to say. Not the good pride, where you're proud of your child for graduating college, when you're proud of your mother for being the woman that she is, when you're proud of your brothers who love you so much and do right by you, and you're proud of the community that you're helping to build. There's nothing wrong with that. But when it spills over into something else, now we got a problem. When we talk about pride, proud of that car that you have to the point where you feel better than somebody else because you drive a more expensive vehicle. Proud of your body that you've worked hard for, but it becomes your God. Now you look at other people as though you're better than them because you got a six-pack and they don't. You know, proud of the trophy wife that you have or the trophy woman that you have because the next man might be single and have a problem meeting a woman, but that woman's not really with you anyway for you. She's with you because it could be a mutual thing. Well, I'm his trophy woman, but he has a lot of money and I spend it. So a lot of times these different types of pride can mess us up as we get caught up in it. The pride that we have when we look at our bank account, not that you should want to be deficient or lacking, but we can get intoxicated with that and forget about the spiritual lessons that we need to learn and get so caught up in that and think that we've made it over the next person because you have this money in the bank. How many times have you known people who they have money in the bank, but guess what? They get a sickness, all the money's drained. Even after a while, the insurance company is not going to want to back you up. It's like, listen, we spent too much money on you. You're on your own, okay? That's the way it is. This thing that, and it really, these things clog you up. All of these 7 deadly sins clog you up from truly living and enjoying a pure life. Your filters are clean. You don't have this weight on you because these things put weight on you. It changes your view on how you see different situations. It's not pure at all. You can't gain maximum enjoyment with these things on you. You can't feel good about yourself with any one of them on you or a whole bunch of them on you in a mild way. You know, and I think it's funny that many people in this world, they feel as though their indulgence in the 7 deadly sins means that you're living a good life. But they never say it that way, right? So, greed. When you're so greedy, you've eaten enough food. You know you live with other people, but you don't want to see them eat the food that is due for their belly to fill them up, to fuel them. Even when you don't live with other people. Greed. You may have a whole lot of money. I've seen this personally in America and since I've been here. But the people that have the money do not want, or the people that have the money more than you do not want to see you gain, not because you're just about money, but you need money to do things. They hate that. They hate that. They don't want to see you gain it all, because that tells me that their ego, their id, is based on this money, and they feel that if you start to get more or eventually have more than them, they're not better than you. So what is better than you? I'm not against anybody who has accrued or earned and worked hard for their money righteously. I'm not jealous of anybody who's gained it unrighteously. And I got a few things to say about that toward the end of this video. But my thing is your pride, your greed, and you mix these things in together. You mix any two or three or all of them together, you're in a deep hole that you can't get out. Number one, you're not enjoying life. You're always yearning to outshine the next person. Now, I don't mean an athletic competition or some competition that you're having fun in, and after you lose, maybe you don't feel bad about it, because this is a competition. This is a friendly thing to help you stay at the top of your game. I'm an artist. I like to draw. I like to see other artists and what they do. I like to see their techniques. Maybe I can incorporate some of those techniques into what I do. That's not competition. I'm not hating on them. I'm learning, right? So the greed thing is a fire on the inside that can never be quenched. Do you want to be spiritually on fire, where it's never a feeling of satisfaction? Because really and truly, if you can rid yourself of all of these sedly, what is it with me today with this thing? 7 deadly sins. I think I've been working too much, right? I think that's what it is, right? It's going to make for a miserable life. You'll never be settled from within. And to me, the total joy of life is to not be ruled by any one of these, and so much more. And the combinations of those, and so much more. You see? So the next one is one that many of us know so well: lust. Now, we know the lust of the flesh when members of hopefully the opposite sex see each other, not in a loving way, but just pure lust. It can be very intoxicating, but it's not a good thing. I don't know. I've always said in the past, and I need your help with this, that when a man is married to his woman, his wife, and they love each other sincerely, completely committed, all of that, no doubt, no infidelities, no anything, or they made up for it if that happened. But if there's a sprinkling of lust within that, is that bad? If you see your wife, you say, you built pretty nice. I like the way that derriere is shaped, or whatever. I don't know. Let me know about that one. That's a little bit, not where you got with her because of her body. But I think it's okay to have an attraction on a human level, as long as you don't lose focus on your commitment to this person as one of God's children and a human being, right? Because you don't own your mate. You have them for a time, and you're to do right by them, right? But then there's things, other types of lust that are out there. We lust after, like a car. We lust after the power. We lust after possessions. And we can get so caught up into our little hobbies to the point where there's a lust for that. And that takes us over. I knew a man in my old neighborhood, won't say his name. His son watches my videos all the time, but he'll know who it is because we've talked about it. But I still won't put the name out. I mean, every morning he would get up before work. He retired after a while. He passed away, but he would get up every morning before work and wash his car and detail the bad boy completely. He did like at least 2.5 hours every day, up from the crack of dawn. I mean, washing his car down, not a touch up every few days, whatever, which is still crazy. But I mean, he soaped it down. He armor rolled the tire. Nobody else would ride with him. It was just him going to work. He'd be vacuuming on the inside like a good 15 minutes. I don't think he was back there eating or doing other things, because whenever you see him or his car at any point, it was showroom condition. It was beyond showroom condition. And here's another one. You know, like up in New York, it doesn't rain like other places. Like here across every day, sometime in the rainy season, or a little cloud comes over or whatever. If it rained, homeboy would come out of his house and start the process all over again. If it was the weekend, then guess what? 2 or 3 times a day he might do this. It may take him 6 hours every time, and he would still vacuum on the inside. That was some serious lust. A lust of a type. We can call it other things, but there's a mental sickness, of course. But I've known other people to let things take them over, where even the shoes they wear, they honor it. It's like you have to see the shoe. Well, you know, I paid $2,000 for these shoes, and nobody took a picture of them. Like, that's your own thing. Nobody cares about what's on your feet. But we use these things as symbols of prestige to, again, usually when you have one, there's always something else with it. So we have the lust and we have the pride now. You lust after these shoes, it means a big thing to you, but you have the pride going along with it, where you feel you're something, because if that's your thing, do what you want to do, right? But if that's your thing, that's your thing. Don't let it take you over like that, you know? Now the next one, envy. Envy, 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 jealousy, envy. Wow. Envy. You see someone with something, a possession or some type of status, or their woman, or their build, or the way they live their life, or the appearance of happiness, whether they're happy or not. Or let's say they're truly happy in their life, and there are other people around them that they just hate the fact that this person is happy. This person has no reason to be happy. He doesn't have what I have. This guy has very little money, or this woman or this couple, they have very little money. They don't, but they seem to be happy. They're laughing. They are light in their spirit. I remember there was a couple that used to come by me and Mrs. SCURV, and they had money, but they were always miserable. And come to find out, they were very envious of us. And I'm like, I know money's not the cure for everything, but the first thing you think is that in this world that you're set. So what are you jealous of me for? But I'm not used to seeing an airplane go over that side, right? I'm like, okay, is that coming from the airport? The airport's that way. It must be coming from another country. It's maybe, what's the country next to us, which is not far? I don't know if they have an airport or not, but I'm not used to that. But I don't hear planes anyway, so it's so high up, but it's still ascending. But what it was that they didn't have peace of mind. They didn't have peace of mind in their relationship. They didn't have peace of mind in their lives, and the things that they were doing behind each other's back. One was cheating and the other one wasn't, but they wanted to. They had their own things against each other, and they had their own things against the world. But they don't have peace of mind. You cannot have peace of mind when you have these things in your heart and in your mind. You got to conquer these things, right? The envy. And you can smile. You have envious people that come around you and smile and wish you the best and tell you that they're family with you. You know, that we all must get together in love, but you're sitting there, just every move you make, they're sitting there watching you. What is that all about? Just peeping. You see them now. They don't know you know, but peeping at you, watching you. And they go run back. And you hear it back from somebody else. You buy something and you hear it from somebody else and it's not in a good tone. They're reading down your life. Envy. If you are so caught up in your own life and what you need to do to improve yourself, you wouldn't have to be envious of someone else. Each day, I know my day is 24 hours. Maybe my 24 hours is longer than yours. Maybe you only get 8. I don't know. I make my 24 hours like 72 hours. I know that. I'm maximum efficiency to get out of this day what I need to get done. I have no time to watch. And if I do see someone make progress, oh, it's a beautiful thing. Because now you're cutting the path for me to see what I need to do in my lane, which may not be your lane. I'm in competition with no one but myself to improve incrementally each day better than the day before. If you're envious, you take that away from you now because you're watching everybody. You're on fire. You know, you lust after something that the next person has, you see, and you're greedy and you want it, and you have a pride because you don't want to get down and do the work. So you are handcuffed, and that's got to be frustrated. You're handcuffed in your mind. Your mind is handcuffed, suspended animation. It's like putting your foot on the brake and on the gas at the same time. There's going to be a whole lot of smoke in a little while. Gluttony, overindulgence, indulging in things that are not really good for you. They are definitely bad for you. Food. See, the evil forces of the world, I can say Satan, I can say the devil, I can say all things bad, but that if you want to say devil, it's not a man in a red suit. It's a spirit. And it doesn't just tap you on the shoulder, it gets to you in your mind, right? So the whole gluttony thing, it takes something that is natural and you want it all the time. You're not satisfied. Food is natural. To want to eat is natural. The appetite is natural. But guess what? You want to keep eating. You have your nutrients, you have the food, you have the calories ready, but something makes you want to keep on eating and you eat yourself into bad health. Gluttony of sex. You're having sex. After a while, you don't even feel anything, right? You know, some of us are OCD, and that could be considered some type of gluttony, but that's a mental challenge. I won't say illness, but it's a mental thing, right? And even then, overindulgence. Why? What is the void inside of you? Why? Where's the emptiness inside of you that you need to do these things over and over and over and over again? Why? Right? Slothfulness, especially after the gluttony. You know, we all get the itis when we eat too much, and you know what I mean. But the slothfulness, laziness, you don't want to do what you need to do for yourself to achieve what you need to achieve, but the next man that is achieving, you're mad at him because he is not a sloth. He is not slothful and lazy. There's some people who try to take the path of least resistance, which is bad, but it can only be good in the pursuit of being more efficient in the things that you do positive. That's not slothfulness. If I can do the same work that takes 8 hours and I can do it in 1 hour and a half, why would I not want to do that? Who am I trying to prove that I'm a hard worker, so let's overwork? And be aware of the people who try to accuse you of being slothful, but they're trying to use work and want you to do the hard way to drain you down. They want to drain you down, make you weary, make you not want to do what you have to do for yourself and achieve your goals. If I can get it done more efficiently, then I'm good. Wrath. I'm going to get him back. He's not going to pass me. I am better than him. He should have fallen by now, but he's still shining. Wrath. I'm going to get you. Why are you worried about me for? Why are you worried about me? I get a lot of that on social media. Oh, you going to burn out. Oh, your platform is going to die. It's going to die. Really? Has yours began to live? I'm built for this. I do this. I'm insane with this on multiple levels. You trying to catch up to me on one level, I do at least 4. I'm going to write a nice article tonight. See, I paid attention in school. And it's paying off for me now. You can't fake this. Your wrath to want to try to shut me down because you're envious. You see the envy? And you got this pride that you think that you should be better. And now you're greedy and want all the attention for you. See how they all tie in? The gluttony, the envy, the lust, the greed, the pride. When you lay down with one, you usually have another one. Like a person who may be addicted to drugs, it's always something else that comes along with it. It's not like I have a happy life, I'm full. with this peace of mind, but I'm addicted to drugs. No, it's always something else along with it. So when somebody's lazy, it could be something else that's helping them to be lazy. They may be full of lust of the eyes. So they're stuck in the house all day, masturbating. And that makes you just, and then as soon as you get some energy, here you go again. So you stuck between the two, right? The pride and the greed. You have a business, the next person has a business. You make them seem like you're getting along well, but you want them to feel your wrath because their business and their area of expertise is doing quite well. These last few months, I've made some major changes on the platform. I'm very happy with it. It is evolving even more so. The channel, for some reason, here on YouTube, it's awakening. The numbers are going up. It's like I was in a cage for the last 2 years. You see, you have to have that stick-to-itiveness and focus on yourself. And one of the better ways of making sure you're more efficient with yourself and your time is not to get caught up in any one of these 7 deadly sins. And there's so much more to it than that. Some people, well, the 10 commandments and so, yeah, but them 7 deadly sins, it'll hit home if you start with that. Check yourself and be very honest with yourself and say to yourself, well, listen, I know I'm not perfect. I know I have my indulgences, but don't try to explain them away. Write these things down. Make a checklist of it. And focus on ridding yourself of it, even if it's just a trace. Because even when it's a trace, it can cause you to get bigger in that one category or spill over into another, because you know in this world, there's no shortage of situations that's going to pull you into that. Come on, let's live. You can do a little bit of this. You can do a little bit of that. And another thing I want to say is that even with the Sedley Devon, who is this? Somebody I know named Sedley Devon? That sounds like a Jamaican name, right? My name is Sedley Devon. Even with the 7 deadly sins, I feel strongly that the more of those things that you have between the pride, the greed, the lust, the gluttony, the wrath, the slothfulness, that it makes for a harder transition to the next level. Now, the next level doesn't always mean ascension. It could be the next level into descending into something else that some may call hell. It may, it's not good, whatever you call it. So again, when I realize how short this life is, it's like this is a preparatory period to prepare you for the next level. It's a dress rehearsal and a pit stop to eternity. It's so short. I'm sitting here looking around, I'm almost 60 years old. I'm not going to fear that. I'm going to take the time that I have to work on myself more so now, because this year especially, I have learned a lot about myself, and there's a lot of things about myself that I do not like. Oh, I don't hate myself. I love myself, but things that I didn't realize were on me. And I'm disgusted to the point where I'm making major changes, and you can always make these changes. Nothing major, but it's like I've slipped a little bit too far here and there within my spirit. And I know I can be more efficient in living a successful and positive life if I scraped a little bit of the things that were on me. And I've been doing that. These last few weeks, I've been hard on myself. Doesn't mean you want to jump off the roof or whatever, or just say, I give up, let me just go and drink anyway. No, it's worth the effort. Let me tell you something. It's worth the effort before you leave out of here to be as clean as you possibly can. Stop the lusting after other people's stuff. Lusting after the next man's wife. Lusting after the next woman's husband. I was going to say next man's husband. No, if you in that, you already messed up. You got a lot of work to do. I don't care who doesn't like that either. But the pride and the greed, you're too proud to do this and too proud to do that. You're working on a job that pays you a whole lot, and the job lets you go. It could be an Elon Musk kind of thing where he's a madman and he wants to fire all these Twitter employees because they won't jump like a military to his word, that they don't have rights. And now there's a job offered to you in a fast food restaurant that would be just enough to keep things going or not go down fast enough where you could extend you should have savings for a year or 6 months, like they say, just in case you're not working or earning. But it's enough, and you say, no, I'm not doing that. I've said it before. I know two people who had very good positions. They're brothers. And they were working in the same profession. Different locations, but the same profession. Getting paid well. And the school somehow, I told it. It's professors. The school said somehow we have to reduce your hours in this one school, but this other school a couple miles down, we'll give you hours there, something like that, right? No, they wanted all their hours in the same place. It was a temporary shifting because it was going to go back in a few months, but they said, no, we want, and they said, listen, we have to do this. You'll be all right. You just have to split up your time, maybe end up working 6 days a week and less hours during each day, but that extra day and a different location will keep you, and it will get no worse than that. We're guaranteeing this to you, right? No. Okay. They said, listen, we have to tell you, if you don't do this, we're going to have to let you go. You can't do this to me, blah, 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 blah. They did it. They ended up living by a friend's house. The friend, these are both brothers, the friend said, listen, there's a job over here at this department store. There's a job over here, by this fast food joint. There's a job over here by Home Depot, Lowe's, Walmart, whatever. They're like, oh, no. I'm a professor. We're they both had the same spirit. We're not doing that. Are you crazy? Well, they couldn't stay at the friend's house but so long with that, because the friend had his woman. And they ain't about it. It was a very small place. Right? So they said, okay, we're not going to bog you down with our problems. We're going to sleep in our car. They slept in the car. It's cold in the wintertime. You sitting up stiff, two men in a medium-sized car? They're brothers. I love you, my brother, but I don't want to smell your farts on a cold night every night. Then we got to kick this heat up every now and then. That's no way to live. And then it got to the point where they could not keep the car in the driveway where they were because homeboy, he was renting, right? So, let me see something here. Yeah. Hello? You good? All right. Yeah. Some sign language going on down there, right? So anyway, so now they had to park the car in the street because the landlord didn't want that car there. There were other people who lived there who had to get in and out. And so they had to park on the street. You see how the pride can take you down? Now there were rules changed in the street where the car couldn't sit but for so long. They didn't have much gas, right? They didn't have money to pay for the insurance and the registration after a while. They couldn't be on the street no more. They would drive to certain locations where they know they wouldn't get checked, like a Walmart parking lot. And they would come around at night and sleep there where they can use the bathroom sometimes. And now they washed up there, but only when my friend was gone. You see how all they had to do was comply to a slight change, but they were too proud to make the change. I will do whatever it takes, as long as it's legal, spiritually legal and legal as far as the law of the land, to make ends meet. I have done this drastically in many occasions. And the bottom line, like I said, the 7 deadly sins will make your transition into the next level a painful one, and it will make your life miserable. And I know many people who, they act so whatever, but they're burning up on the inside. And for me to strip down myself and strip down my connection to the engineered world in a way where I have no connection to it will make my transition easier, and I will enjoy life more. I don't want no fancy clothes. I don't want any expensive car. I don't want any fancy jewelry. I don't want any jewelry. I don't want anything where things can be attached to it to make me live a different way and have a different vibration. Because if I put this on, yeah, you know, I'm the man. If I drive this car, I'm the man. If I, whatever, I'm shunning these things. I just want enough to get through this world, which will help me to create even better, because I won't have anything that doesn't belong on me riding my back. How about that? It's a beautiful thing. But I just want to say salute to my brothers, much love to my sisters. There's a lot that I've been thinking about, and I'm in a period of seriously stripping myself down in a way where I want the true me to shine. I want to be able to vibrate with this world in a pure fashion without anything worldly being put on me. No pride, no greed, no lust, no envy, no gluttony, no wrath, no slothfulness. I don't want any of it. You know, we're born into this world pure, and we begin to pick up these things, whether it's cultural or in a family, and dysfunctions and trauma and all this different stuff, and then we gravitate to make up for those traumas by indulging in these 7 deadly sins, or a combination thereof, because each combination is a completely different thing than an original singular thing. And it is a bitter pill to swallow. So I'm working on myself. And I really don't care about the engineered world right now. Nature is good enough for me. And I enjoy nature, I love nature, and nature teaches me lots of lessons. And it's the most purest form of the God force on this earth with our 5 senses and beyond, for those of us who have the gift of discernment. Maybe I'm talking, you know, gibberish to you, but I know exactly how I feel. I know the message, and I know that many of you will get it. And I'm going to be on to the next one. I just want to say thank you so much for spending time with me. The work continues. Remember, everything LanceScurv.com. When these social media platforms begin to try to play games with me, I always have a way of getting it on LanceScurv.com. And there are things I'm pouring into that more so than running behind social media. You know, I'm not chasing nobody, but people sometimes chase and run. Oh, excuse me, I got that. No, if you want it, come get it. If not, you'll see me when you see me, all right? Anyway, much love to you all. Take care. On to the next one. LanceScurv out.